Zoom. Almost there, folks. Just bear with me. It'll be another minute or so, or actually another few seconds or so. Can't believe it's Wednesday already. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. Let me just post the link here. There we go. David, Zen Master, good morning. Just going to adjust this a little bit here. All right. Ivano, Omar, Infinitely, Ed. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Jill, good morning. This camera is driving me nuts. I want to get it straight, but it's hard. David, good morning. Brian, good morning. Dennis, good morning. Pat, Kenneth, Jacques, Wayne, Motown guy. Let's start from the beginning. We got Zen Master. We got Dave. We got Ed. We got Omar. We got Ivano. We got Infinitely, Jody, Dave, Jill, Motown guy, Wayne, Jacques, Ken, Pat, Dennis, Brian. Good morning, Brian. We got Karen, we got War Dog, we got Tom, we got Ed, we got Karen, we got Robert, we got JB, we got Tracy, we got Gus, Craig, Dave, Steven, CJ, Duzzy, Darren, Cam. Good morning, Cam. Peter, Flying Ronan, Robert, Deanna, Fred, Dr. Serena is in the house. Good morning, good morning. Moondog is in the house. Yay. Let me go ahead and share my screen before I get too overexcited and do half of the session without a screen. Let's see, share. We got this here. We got this there. All right. Alan is in the house. Ray's in the house. Ollie's in the house. Eagle Beagle. Henry. Raj is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, John. Carlos. Good morning, everybody. We'll be starting in about 10 seconds. Just wanted to say good morning to everybody. Moondog, I'm assuming you're in the house now and everything is good. Will Russell join us this morning? Jill, Russell actually joined us last night, and Russell gave me this. Here, let me show you what Russell gave me. Russell sent me this note. Oops, hold on a second here. Russell sent me this note last night. Hey, Timothy, how are you? That's right, 116 2 minutes. We got a lot to talk about today. So he sent me this last night, right after we got off the call together. But I love it when you say my name and you tell me good morning. Darren, good morning. Good morning, Darren. A key fan, love letter from exactly. So Russell says, I've taken down the video. I'm looking to replace it with the most positive one. And you guys will be happy to know that you guys will be very, very happy to know that Russell and I at 1 p.m. today are getting together for a legitimate interview where I'll obviously post the link for everybody here, where he's going to really interview me and not just post some cockamamie nonsense. So it all worked out perfectly. So I want to thank each and every one of you for, man, you guys did some damage to that YouTube channel. I'm going to tell you. So yeah, Russell is, that video is gone. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Roger Scott scam, it's not there no more. We've got two more people we've got to educate. There's two more sites out there we have to educate. But I think it's a good start. I think you guys did an amazing job of convincing Russell that I am a straight up guy, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being honest. Richard, good morning. Ricky, good morning. Rick, yeah, I think so too. All right, so let's begin. Let's dive in. We've got a lot to talk about today. We really do. We've got a lot to talk about today. My wife is still excited. All right, all right. Well, it's good. We had a little fun and justice got done. I hate when people just blatantly, I mean, I put so much effort and work into you guys, you know? PD Morrill, and yes, I saw that. You know, PD Morrill wrote him a nasty review about his article 3 years ago or 2 years ago. He didn't have to wait for me to tell him. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Infinitely is definitely in the house. Rebecca, good morning. Raj, good morning. So we got what we wanted. All right. And I'll obviously I'll keep you posted. We're going to record the Zoom conversation today, and I'll obviously post it for all of you here the minute it's processed and done. And it's not going to be filtered. It's going to be completely unfiltered, just like everything we do here. I don't really have any skeletons in the closet. They've all come out. I've got about as many skeleton in the closets as Victoria's Secrets, which we'll be talking about today. JB, Jeff, good morning. Haranaku, good morning. Can I give you info on some yesterday tool by David? Not today, maybe tomorrow. All right, let's begin. So the market's down. The futures are a little bit down. NASDAQ is down. The Dow's down. Everything is a little bit lower in anticipation of earnings from the big NVIDIA. Today is a big, big day. Now, if you guys know, did Chewy, CRM, or CrowdStrike come out with earnings? Let's take a quick look. Let's see, CrowdStrike. I should have prepared, but I didn't. I'll see. No, not yet. What about CRM? That's the only two I really am concerned about. I know NVIDIA doesn't come out till after the close. Okay, so they all come out. So they're all coming out after the close. So, folks, the big, big, big daddy's obviously going to be, hey, Dr. Serena, you're right. Let's see if we can get over 400 today quickly. Sergey, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, NVIDIA's coming out today after the close. CRM, Chewy, I'm not really concerned about Chewy, but I am concerned about CRM and NVIDIA. We all know why. NVIDIA is one of the most influential companies in the world. Yeah, that's right, Serena. And CRM is really important from a consumer discretionary perspective. If this number's bad, you can expect consumer discretionary to be a little weaker. So we have to pay attention to these two stocks and the sectors that they are in. Looking at the commodities market, you guys might have remembered yesterday, I talked about how we have a wall on top of us here, like a wall. We literally have a wall. Good morning, Dylan. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Harry. As I mentioned, we have the quarter-to-date VWAP, we have the 100-day moving average, we have the 50-day moving average, and we were literally at the year-to-date VWAP. So there was like a nice big wall preventing us from getting through here. And I told you that I don't think we're going to get through here. I think we're going to back away, which we are doing right now. Now, I also told you that I'm not really interested in energy stocks till we get above this level. But I did tell you that we did, PD. It only took 2 years. Hey, our job is not done yet. We've got 2 more to go. There's 2 more guys out there like it. They're like 4 years old, but I don't want to deal with it right now. I had an acquaintance of mine pass away last night, and my energy level is not as high as it usually is. So I'm just trying to conserve my energy. He was one of the guys that was there for me when the cult was going after me, and he passed away suddenly last night. He was like 74 years old, and I'm really bummed out. He's been a buddy of mine for the last, I don't know, almost 20 years, 18 years. So I'm a little upset about that, but I'll be okay. Russell will amend his post on YouTube one way or another. He seems to open to everything. Yeah, he took it off already. He already took it off. Yeah. Yeah. This guy right here. Let me show you a picture of him. This guy right here. Really good buddy of mine. Passed away. Really sad. Really, really sad. Anyways, that's how it goes. What are you going to do? Yeah, really, really sad. Like he and I have been through some times together. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, like an amazing human being. He went to Cornell Law School. Very smart guy. He was a political guy. Anyway, very sad. Very, 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 very sad. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So if I'm not as chippery as I usually am, You guys understand why. Anyway, we got to watch out for these stocks. So what I wanted to say was, remember I said it's okay to nibble. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks guys. Thank you. So I did say that I wouldn't be opposed to nibbling on some really bearish energy stocks. Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate it. And actually, it's ironic. I wanted to have him on our show one time, and I kept delaying it, and he passed away. You know what this taught me? If you guys want to do something, don't wait, because you don't know when you won't be able to do it anymore. Thank you, Dr. Serena. Look at that, in 9 minutes flat. All right, let's talk about the markets. You did have me worried. No, it was not T-Buzz. T-Buzz is alive and well. VLO, this stock, just wanted to bring it to your attention. If you guys are into shorting energy stocks, this is the weakest energy stock right now. And we're going to, I talked about this yesterday. So again, what do I do if you see energies, when you see a sector in a range like this? Thank you, Susan. Life is unpredictable. I delayed it for years. I wanted to bring him on the show, share some old moments together, and I delayed it, and he died, and now I'm kicking myself in the ass. So my wife told me, if you don't have regrets, do things you really want to do. Life is short. So I really regret not having him on the show. And it was a sudden death too. He wasn't sick or anything. We exchanged emails on Thursday. So anyways, let's talk about this. So one thing I told you guys about is, if you see a market and the market is dead like this, it doesn't mean you can't. Don't be afraid to go and look for stocks that are outliers. So if you see something just like this, but if you see a stock that is screaming, it's okay to buy. Now, does that mean it's okay to buy Texas Instrument, even though semiconductors have not broken out yet? No, it's a different situation, because you have a fundamental. He will always be with me. You're right. He will always be with me, and I'm sure he's very proud of me, because that lawsuit destroyed a lot of people, and it didn't destroy me. I pushed back, and I'm better than ever. But a lot of people's lives were destroyed. So I was very, very lucky. He and I were very lucky. Anyways, so usually if you see a commodity within range like this, it's okay to go for the outliers. And right now, VLO is an outlier. This is an outlier. So if you see energy come down a little more, there's nothing wrong with picking the stock. And it is a stock on my short side. I just wanted to bring it up. I wanted to bring it up because I was talking about energy. Gold, I know gold is down today. It's down a little bit, but gold is still making new highs. It's still projecting. And I can assure you, if NVIDIA numbers are bad today, and if we see a sell-off in speculative stocks, you may see some activity into gold. One of my favorite times to buy is right when you see a strong trend like this, add the 8-day EMA. Literally add the 8-day EMA, because a lot of times you'll see an 8-day EMA play like this, turn around and close right up here the next day. Matt loves those plays. Actually, let me send him a little note letting him know. GLD is at 8-day EMA. See, this is how I communicate with Matt. I tell him stocks I like in the morning. We're always on here. Anyway, Matt and I are always talking. Good morning, Rochelle. So I still like gold. I wouldn't be selling it or fading it until it broke this level here, which is right around 2,500. As long as gold is above 2,500, we're all good. That's right, PD. And you know what? That brings me some comfort, because that's the guy I want watching over me 24/7. That is the guy I want watching over me. He is the guy I want watching over me 24/7. Just an amazing human being. I honestly wish I had. I regret so much not having him on this show and introducing you all to him. Now, he was big in politics. He was really big in politics. I'm not. And he knew guys all the way at the top. All right. So gold, I like gold. What about the bond market? Well, the bond market is still in this range. We're not going to get anything concrete on the bond market till we get this report coming out right here. This report, GDP and personal income. It's going to be a 1-2 punch right here. It's going to be a 1-2 punch. I don't know if the GDP will have an impact, but personal income will. And also, I don't know how implied volatility will be. I don't know how implied volatility will be, but I am going to be looking on doing a strangle if implied volatility on the NASDAQ or NVDA is okay today. I don't know if I will do one, but I am going to be looking at a strangle dash straddle because I believe the NVIDIA news could be a lot bigger than the Fed data that we had last week on the Fed because that was like a nothing burger. Wonderful medium known sounds hokey, but never believed in until I heard from one of a 4 dear low. Interesting, Susan. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, so true, Rise. So true. I just have a lot of regrets because I really was planning on spending more time with him and sharing more of my life with him, and he just died. We literally exchanged emails last Thursday. Just like that. Came home yesterday, found out he died. Good health from what I know and everything, just sad. Very, very, very sad. Anyways, GDP and personal income is what we're going to be paying the biggest attention to after the report comes out. Today, as far as Fed data is concerned, you've got Waller speaking, and you've got petroleum status report. So we will be looking at petroleum status data today. And again, please don't make any bets before 10 a.m. Generally speaking, the two levels that I'm looking for the 10-year to move above this level right here. That level is 114.56, or on the downside, 112.17. If we look at TLT, oh yeah, I'm going to look at TLT because I know a lot of you aren't familiar with the long bond. You guys don't look at futures, so I'll do the same thing here. The level we want to see broken is 99.20, and on the downside, the level we want to see broken is 96. Okay. Good morning, Kevin. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Tony, the NVIDIA spreads are very large. Typically, Tony, I wouldn't do it on NVIDIA. I would do it on the QQQ or the Russell 2000. 90% of the time, I wouldn't do it on the NVIDIA. I would do it on the Russell 2000 or on the QQQ. So if you see a spread today in the pit, don't be surprised. Volatility. So gold, steady. Energy within range, waiting for Friday's data. Crude, bond market, very, very choppy. Not going to make big moves ahead of that. Good morning, Angie. Good to see you here. Always good to see you. Dave, good morning. Yeah, bonds are very, very important right now to the mix. Very, very important. Let me see. And we do have jobless claims, but again, the only thing I'm looking for here is continued claims. Notice the range is, look at that, 236. We've been in this range now for God only knows how long. Sandra, good morning to you. And for anybody who just came in late, who missed it, Russell, the video guy, relented, and he took the video down yesterday. You can't find it anymore. And we're going to have a real recorded Zoom interview today at 1:00 right after VIP room. Omar, I was going to say maybe SMH if implied volatility is not big enough. That's another one, Omar. That's another one, SMH. My point was I don't usually do individual stocks. I usually do ETFs. Okay. So let's put everything together and then we'll get into the broad market, okay? Yeah, so very, very, very much so. Thank you for helping me out with Russell. And he ended up seeming to be a pretty decent guy too, Yeah. He seemed to have just wanted like accurate information. What I thought was funny, he asked if we had an affiliate link. Did you guys notice that? What Cam just said, Cam, I have an 8-second delay, so I didn't see that. It's what Cam just said, that he asked for an affiliate link. I thought that was priceless. Look, the guy asked for an affiliate link. Do you have an affiliate program? That's a good 180. That's a good turnaround, right? That's a good. He did. Look, right here. He did, Angie. He did right here. We're meeting today at 1 p.m. We don't have any affiliate links, but we are meeting at 1 p.m. today. No, we don't have an affiliate program. We don't have an affiliate program. But I am going to do a video, an honest video today on Zoom, on my Zoom, right after VIP room at 1 o'clock. We're going to record it, and he said he's going to put it out there. And that's a fact. So you see how people say, oh, I can't really make a difference. You see how you guys made a difference for me? You guys made a huge difference. Now, when somebody goes on YouTube and types in Roger Scott scam, there's no more, that video is no longer there. We've got 2 more we've got to work on, but today's not the time for that. Yeah, that's what we want. All right, let's talk about this. Now, so everybody's waiting for NVIDIA. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. I'm sorry, folks. My ears it's like somebody hitting me in the ear, you know? I am so grateful that you guys can't hear it because I can't hear myself talk. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Yeah. Give Russell props. And if Russell, if you're here, thank you for being open-minded and being a decent human being. Thank you for doing that. All right. So this stock, ResMed, this was a stock the last 3 days or 2 days on my A-line list, A-line long lists. I might have given it to you guys here, but now I guess it's too late. The company had an upgrade, so it's up 7%. But we did talk about that. Is it in a Terran or something every day? Sorry, Angie, I don't understand what you said. Is it a something every day? Sorry, Angie, maybe you can rephrase. I don't really understand what you're saying, but you can rephrase and I'll get it. So RMed, we talked about this stock. It may be a good pullback stock, but we do like this stock. Cam, good luck with your dog. I hope everything will be okay with him. Please keep me posted on that, okay? ADI came out with positive data. Qualcomm came with positive data. Looks like AI got a little bit of upside yesterday. Paramount is down 7% after my nemesis brother abandoned his bid to acquire the company. I'm really happy about that because I think that Paramount can do a lot better, in my opinion. No, they don't do it at the same time. No, they don't do it at the same time. They do it when they hear somebody come around. Usually a golfer, or in this case, it's the pool man. But they do it at different times. Consumer confidence was really good yesterday. Really good yesterday. At the same time, manufacturing survey was awful. Awful, just awful. We still have a 63% chance of a 0.25 basis point cut and a 36. I believe after Friday, this may be pushed back a little bit. Today, all eyes are on NVIDIA, which is scheduled to be released after the close. Expectations are high, and I think they've and I believe that everybody now. I had a question about this that I explained yesterday. Just so you guys know, I don't think anybody's going to be concerned about NVIDIA's earnings. I think they're going to beat earnings. I think that's almost a certainty. The big question is going to be how they spin AI. That is going to be the biggest question. The biggest question. Okay, how their AI, is it slowing down? Is it speeding up? Is it moving at the same rate? Is there a slowdown in chips? That's what it's their future forward-looking statements. So my suggestion is don't really get caught up in NVIDIA's initial reaction. Wait for the news conference and listen to the words he uses. He's actually fairly straight up. He's not that, he's not that wacky, the CEO. So I think he'll be okay, but pay close attention to what he says and keep an eye on SMH and the 50-day moving average, which we will talk about in just a few minutes. And we also have CRM, CrowdStrike, and HP reporting. These are going to be important to a lot lesser degree. They may give us some tailwind or take tailwind away. And yeah, forward guidance is the key on NVIDIA, not their earnings, forward-looking guidance. I'm particularly concerned about CRM because CRM is a major forward-looking statement because a lot of companies, including us, used to use CRM. You need like 3 full-time tech guys just to get this thing working. So this is not a mom and pop company. This is for companies that are going from 100 to 1,000 people to 5,000 to employees to 50,000 employees. So, anyway, the point is, this is a lot of folks aren't talking about CRM, but CRM is a very important stock. Again, it's like Target for the retail sector, okay? Very important. Also, I forgot, because of what's going on with me, I forgot. Don't forget Customer Service Live. Sorry, Cam, I totally forgot. Customer Service Live, also known as the Cam and Gustavo Show. It is very important for you guys to attend because it'll teach you all the stuff that I'm too impatient to teach you, and that is stuff that I don't know and I'm too busy for. Also, on Thursday at noon, I'm going to be doing a special class. Okay, here is a link for that class. We're going to talk about the news and how we were able to have 5 winners in a row while the Nasdaq dropped 15%. And we've been going 5 for 5 on this. You don't want to miss out. It's happening on noon on Thursday. All right. Also, join me in my VIP room today, where I will do a technical analysis of every FANG stock and my 20 ETFs. I will do that visually for you today. It'll keep my mind off of things. So let's do that. So again, Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo Show. Join me on Thursday. It's going to be exciting, and VIP room at noon today. Let's continue. Futures, Europe. Europe is up 0.35. Everybody's waiting for NVIDIA. Volume yesterday, folks, was really low. Really low, like really low. I also think a lot of investors, a lot of institutions are taking off ahead of next week's holiday already. But this leads us to a lot of intraday volatility without directional bias, meaning this. Notice we've been seeing a lot of this last few days. That's called no follow through because there's no institutions. When there's institutions, you see this, you see this. When there's no institutions, you see this. All right. And again, it makes it much more difficult for me to trade in the pit. I hate when I am so into the Cam and Gustavo Show and have to leave to VIP room. Hey, let this be the biggest problems in our life, Rich, right? Let this be the biggest problems in our life. So Europe is waiting for earnings. There's not much happening there. I'm expecting today to be a primarily muted day because most of the earnings that are coming out after the close. Exactly. Trade what you see, not what you think. Exactly. I know somebody who's been saying that for a long time, Karen. China closed lower, falling to its lowest level since early February. You noticed I shorted BABA. On the back of weak corporate earnings, auto and real estate stocks led the decline on Wednesday, while consumer surface stocks gained ground. Be careful of China. Be careful of China right now. Be careful of China. That sounds so awful. Be careful of China. Right? Be careful that Chinese economy can really impact us. That sounds so bad. Japan closed marginally higher today after fluctuations between slight gains and losses. Basically, they were flat, waiting for USA, for NVIDIA. And I think NVIDIA news is going to be pretty up there. Investors made adjustments, anxiously waiting NVIDIA's earnings set for later in the day. Local stocks benefited from weaker yen as investors continued to evaluate their policy. As far as news driving stocks this morning, we have a little upside from Umbrella. This is Umbrella, not Umbrella. Umbrella. This is a a semiconductor stock. So this is going to give us a little bit of a tailwind. Nordstrom's did better than expected, which I'm shocked at. You see, folks. Okay, so let me go on a little rant right now. I haven't done any rants this morning. Here's a perfect here's a perfect example of why I don't trade earnings like the regular Joe does. Okay, if you were to ask 100 analysts if they were expecting Nordstrom's to be positive or negative, they would have said negative. Retail has been slowing down. Interest rates are going up. Nordstrom's is a luxury store. Do you think people are buying luxury items when interest rates are going up right now? No. And what happens? The stock is up 7% after earnings. It's just very, very difficult to gauge earnings if you're going to do it the traditional way, meaning, hey, earnings are coming out tomorrow. I'm going to buy a call or I'm going to buy a put. At least with time spreads, you have a chance because you're buying it for very cheap and you have a full week for the spread to make money. But it's very, very difficult. Like I would have totally bet that Nordstrom's would have been down, not up. It's very, very difficult to do that. Otherwise, there's not really much here, not much going on. This stock was on our short list yesterday, but we never issued a trade. I know some folks made money on it by shorting it yesterday. It is up 3%, but again, this is a nasty stock, really nasty stocks. Target's great earnings. No, there's really no correlation between Nordstrom's and Target. But that's a good point. If RJ, Target is more correlated with Walmart, supermarkets, Costco, Home Depot. Nordstrom's is more of like a luxury good, luxury store. Maybe Macy's, maybe Dillard's, things like that. And they've been doing awful. They've been closing malls down. You know, I mean, malls have been like going down in popularity over the last 30 years. You know, one of the biggest malls we have here in Jacksonville was like a huge, huge mall. Now it's not even worth talking about. Yeah, if you have, well, yeah, that's always the case. Tiffany's, thank you, Murray. Tiffany's, yeah, luxury brand. Okay, now that we've brought everything together, let's talk about the broad market. Momentum levels, folks. Only 61% of stocks are trading above the 200-day moving average right now. Yeah, Tiffany's, luxury goods, Coach. I mean, if you want to call that luxury, I wouldn't. Louis Vuitton, you know, those kind of things. The perfumes, Estee Lauder, luxury goods. Lulu, yes, exactly. Lulu, Tiffany, you guys get it. You guys get it. There's different retailers. There's a jacket at Nordstrom's that costs $1,000, and there's a jacket at Target that costs $20. Just not the same person's going to buy the same jacket. Or actually, that's not true. My wife may buy both. One for anyway. Forget it. The point is, only 61% of stocks are trading above the 200-day moving average. When you look at all stocks above 200-day, Gucci, yes, you got it, Murray. Yes, the kind you buy for those, Murray. I'm not going to say it. I want to say it, but I'm not going to say it. The kind you've bought in the past, Murray. No, they're not misrepresenting anything. My point, Angie, is you just don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know. You don't know what it's just a big gamble buying a stock right before earnings comes out, the traditional way. All right, what about the overall market? The overall market is very stable. S&P 500, 76%. That's very strong. The broad market looks very good, but NASDAQ 100, only 57% of stocks. And if the report is going to be bad on NVIDIA, I can assure you this number is going to be matching this number. No, they're not, Angie. They're not misrepresenting anything. It's just you don't know. And by the way, the entire NASDAQ composite is not looking much better. Only 62% are above the 200-day moving average. So you could see there's clear vulnerability right here. Also, there's vulnerability in the Russell 2000. 61%, 66%. So there's a lot of vulnerability in subparts of the stock market. But we already know that because we have our graphs. S&P 500, here, let me... S&P 500 is way above the 50-day moving average. We're above the A line, but we can't seem to break above all-time highs. Yep, off to the races over 400, Dr. Serena. Thank you so much. That's what I just said. IWM in the same category. Here. Looks like it wants to break down. And if it comes down to the 215, it'll start filling this gap and come all the way to the 50-day moving average. Okay. So bearish. And you could see this is not really, you could see that this is a little overdone. Can't seem to break this area here. Needs to break this area before going here. Can't seem to break this area. Now coming back down. Again, everything can change if NVIDIA news is better than expected, but so far I'm not liking what I'm seeing here, and I'm not seeing any major catalyst here. What about QQQ? Let's talk about QQQ. At the 50-day moving average, not really doing all that great, literally almost touching the 8-day EMA, and volume has been going down. Volume has not been going up. So this, to me, is not very bullish. At least 10 years, Tom. At least 10 years. That's why when okay, so Tom asked a great question, okay? Hey, Ivan, good morning. Tom asked a great question. How many earnings should you be looking at? At least 10 years. So Matt and I, and thanks to Brian, we scraped Yahoo earnings data, and we have now over 11 and a half years of quarters, or 12 years of quarters. You guys told me how many it was, 40-something quarters. And you want to have at least 10 years of data. And what we're doing is we're creating a matrix to see how many times earnings have beaten estimates. So I think that is going to be really, really important. But even with that, I want to look at 10 years of data. I don't want to look at 4 quarters. If I wanted 4, 3, 5, 6 quarters, I can get that data anywhere. I can get it here on bar chart for free. But I wanted 10 years of data. A lot of the data that you guys are basing your decisions on doesn't have enough back-tested data to be able to make that decision. So a lot of the data you're using to make your decisions isn't quantifiable. SMH, let's look at SMH. SMH, as you guys could see here, is not even at the 50-day anymore. It's now struggling and at the 100-day. We're now pinched between the 50-day and the 100-day moving average, upside, downside. So I know we're going to break out of it, but I don't know how. But I just want to show you something else. Look when we're going down. Look at volume. And look when we're going up. Look at volume. Do you see that? Look at the downside. Above average, above average, above average. And look at what happens when we start moving higher. So to me, this is mostly a reaction to this. By the way, what I'm talking about right now, I told you on this show 3 weeks ago when I gave you the level here of 265. Remember when I said there's a good chance this move could be a reaction from this and we won't really know until we get up to here? Do you guys all remember it since I said it right here on this show? And then I drew this line at 265 and I said I want to make sure we don't buy chips till we're at 265 because of this reason right here. Because what if this turns down right now? This will just look like a downtrend, a little hiccup, and a downtrend again. Yes. Have you noticed that? Look at buy volume and look at sell volume. That's not good. So there's more to the chip stocks than NVIDIA too, by the way. So yeah, NVIDIA will drive this tomorrow, but there's more to chip stocks than NVIDIA. Yeah, I've been very clear on SMH. All right, now, sectors. Let's look at sectors. In terms of strength, we're still seeing the Russell 2000, basic materials, financials, but what I believe will happen is we'll start either seeing QQQ, technology and semiconductors start coming up here, if NVIDIA's good, or we're going to start seeing the consumer staples, the financials, the utilities, and the healthcare lead. And let me show you why. Look at real estate. Look at what real estate is. It was able to overcome this hump. Home builders were not able to overcome this hump, but real estate was. This is interest rates. This is commercial real estate and everything. Strong, interest rate sensitive, couldn't take it out. Basic materials barely took it out. Barely took it out. Financials took it out. Mid caps couldn't take it out. Energy couldn't take it out. Russell 2000 couldn't take it out. It's very important to do this right now. Francis, it is, but the problem is after 10 years, there's too many changes to the company fundamentally. See, is the company the same as it was over 10 years ago? No. You figure 10 years, at least you can capture the recent growth and the recent thumbprint of that company. I mean, like NVIDIA, is NVIDIA the same company as it was 10 years ago? No. Is Amazon the same company? No. So 10 years, you're really looking at a fundamental picture of a company over a decade. I think that gives you a really good time. I think looking past that, it's a different company. Even GE. Is GE the same company as it was 10 years ago? So I'm not really looking at it from a perspective of how many data points I'm collecting. I'm looking at that too, but I'm more looking at how much of the current dynamic of the company can I get without seeing a major shift of the company's CEO, CFO. Do you understand? I want to basically capture the company in the current state that it's in. Does that make sense, Francis? So it's more than just data points. It's also capturing the company's characteristics. And you would probably not argue with me in saying that, yeah, probably 10 years ago, most companies were different companies than they are right now. What we're talking about that right now, Claire. You're in the right part of the right segment. Every time I tell you something has not been affected by the recent move, those are the sectors that will not be impacted by NVIDIA. So real estate, XLRE shouldn't be impacted by NVIDIA. Basic materials shouldn't be impacted by NVIDIA. Energy shouldn't be impacted by NVIDIA. Look at Dow Jones, right at that level right now. Can go either way, right? Industrial was able to pass this level. So industrial shouldn't be impacted by NVIDIA. Consumer staples was able to pass this level. It shouldn't be impacted by NVIDIA. Utilities passed this level. It shouldn't be impacted by NVIDIA. Healthcare passed this level. It shouldn't be impacted by NVIDIA. Everything that has passed that level should not be impacted by NVIDIA. So, what has been impacted by that level the most? Look at semiconductors. Look at where they are in comparison to the high. Will this be impacted by NVIDIA? More than anything else. What about technology? Look at technology. Look at where technology is compared to the last peak. The biggest, so I'm gonna write something for you right now. The ETFs with the least resistance will have no impact on NVIDIA earnings. Do you see the statement I just wrote for you guys? The ETFs with the least resistance will have no impact on NVIDIA's earnings. So what has the most resistance? SMH. Look, this is all the way up here and this is all the way up here. It will take a while to go from here to here, right? How about technology? The most resistance. So what sectors are going to be the most impacted? The ones with the most resistance. Folks, I'm giving you a roadmap to trading today. I don't know if you guys know this or not. How about QQQ? Where's QQQ and where's resistance? Resistance is all the way up here. Will this be impacted by NVIDIA? Hell yeah. How about communication services? Resistance is here and SMH is XLC is here. Now, obviously, it will be impacted because it has tech stocks, but will it be impacted as much as SMH? Look where SMH is and look where the peak is. Look where resistance is. Look where resistance is and look where this is. Is healthcare going to be impacted by NVIDIA? Look where resistance is and look where healthcare is. No. So my question, I'm going to return that question to you, Claire. What sectors will be impacted by NVIDIA and which sectors will not be impacted by NVIDIA? Healthcare, utilities, look where it is. See, I want you to answer that question. The Dow, industrial, consumer staples, basic materials, financial. Are you noticing something interesting? That every sector has any inkling relationship to technology will be impacted by NVIDIA. Has Russell overcame this resistance? No. Check mark, impacted by NVIDIA. Is Bitcoin overcome this level? Impacted by NVIDIA. Has home builders overcame this level? Nope. Impacted by NVIDIA. By how much? Not as much as energy. Not as much as this. You see that? So the question is, Roger. So the question is this, Roger, how will I know if the sector I am in is going to be impacted by NVIDIA? Has the sector gone above the last swing high? If it has gone above the last swing high, the odds are it will not be impacted by NVIDIA. What sectors are those? Real estate, financials, consumer staples, industrial, healthcare, and utilities. Now, I didn't just give you the sectors. I explained to you why. Does that make more sense to you? Are you able now to go and look at yourself and see if your sector you're in is going to be impacted by NVIDIA? Yes, because I explained why. What's the best way to search for all the stocks in a given sector? It's very, very difficult, Rick. It's very, very difficult. Let me show you how difficult it is. So let's say you want to find all the stocks in XLV. You press this button right here. You go to bar chart, any page. You type in XLV. You scroll down and you go to constituents. Ta-da! I did it in 2 mouse clicks, Rich. Type in the ticker symbol, go to constituents, and it gives you the percentage. So, for example, NVIDIA makes up 21% of SMH. But there's a lot of other stocks in there. So I'm trying to teach you guys to how to fish for yourself. So it's a good question. Roger, what sectors will not be impacted by NVIDIA? The sectors that have made a higher high from the last peak. Why? Now, the question now is, why are you so focused on this last peak? Because this is when, because this is when Google told us right here that AI is not doing as well as it was doing. That's why. You see how when we do this every day, it becomes a continued story? Yes, Rick. Yes, big times. Do you guys see how I'm putting everything together for you? Now you understand why I'm looking for sectors that have come above here. Now you understand what to look for yourself. Now you could look at these 20 sectors yourself, and you could tell me what sectors are not going to be impacted by NVIDIA. That's what I want. All right. Is this helpful to you guys? Is this helpful to you guys? By the way, Cam and Gustavo show from 10 to 1. Don't forget my class on Thursday. It's going to be very, very cool. I'm going to be talking about my A-line trades. You guys know how much I love the A-line. And my VIP room today at noon, right before Russell and I get busy of him interviewing me. And the interview will obviously be completely disclosed publicly. No part of it will be censored, and it'll be all available to you in its full form because you deserve that. And two, I really don't have anything to hide. Oh, God. All right. All right. So you guys now know what to look for. So. Let's build on this. So if you see NVIDIA earnings and you see us breaking above the high here on SMH or breaking above the high here, it's going to start looking for testing this level. The question is not going to be whether we're going to go higher, if we're going to be going higher. The question is going to be, are we going to be able to go above the recent high? And that's what investors are going to be looking forward to. Yes, tomorrow, Thursday's class tomorrow. Thank you. I'm completely, this thing had my mind is not 100% right now. Hey, we crossed 400. Nice. All right. On that note, let's talk about the stocks that are on my watch list. I got to get to work. It confuses people when I say I got to get to work. I got to get to the office. I've been working since 7 in the morning. I'm sure Matt will cheer me up a little bit too. All right. So let's do my short list first. Do you guys want stocks that are on my A-line screener? Let me show you. Brian, I know you're here. Let me show you some stocks that I like for the A-line today. I like this stock. And by the way, thank you, Zen Master. And by the way, I am not going to be trading any related stock to NVIDIA in the pit today for obvious reasons. So A-line, PCAR. This sucker used to move $5 at a time back in the 90s. This was like a real big, this is like, what's that? Carvana. You know how Carvana can move 4 or 5 points at a time? This was like a Carvana kind of stock back in the 90s. We used to trade this stock like crazy. Oh, yeah, RJ, big time. RJ, we didn't review Coca-Cola. We actually gave Coca-Cola as one of our stocks. We made money on Coca-Cola just a few days ago. It was, and I did give consumer staples. And I've been telling RJ, I've been talking to you guys about buying consumer staples now for 2 months and telling folks how much I like consumer staples. So we did analyze it. You might have missed it, but Coca-Cola was one of our lists. And we did talk about it. And we didn't just talk about it. It was a featured stock in one of our programs, and we made money on it. So we did it, RJ. We did it. So PCAR on the short side. T-Row, I like this one to the downside, actually, because, financials have been doing really well, and this stock is below the 200-day moving average and crossing the A-line to the downside. Yeah, we did talk about it. Folks, you remember Coca-Cola, the trade? We did a trade in Coca-Cola. Just want to refresh everybody's memory. Now we're talking about regular stocks. PDD. But Roger, it's already down 30%. And don't be afraid to sell into strength. Poo-poo due to looking at UOA. Sorry, RJ, I'm not sure I know what you're saying, but you poo-pooed looking at it due to UOA. Huh, I don't know. All right, whatever. Moderna. Yeah, true trend. That's what I'm saying. We took the trade, RJ. We actually did the trade. We made money on Coca-Cola just like a few days ago. Moderna to the downside. DJT, don't get me started with politics. Don't get me started with politics. This is not a political play. It has nothing to do with politics. I have no idea what's going on right now with the race, and I couldn't care less. I just know that I've been calling the stock, and it's been going down. VLO, this is the energy stock that I talked about. Oh, unusual option activity. I don't look at unusual option activity. Yeah, I don't look at unusual option activity. Rajendran said PDD is oversold. I don't use those words really, oversold. I use overextended. You keep looking at RSI, and I'll keep looking at the chart. And I'm going to keep shorting this stock. It's already down 1% today. Regeneron, stop doing what you're doing. Stop trying to time the bottom. I'd rather be the last guy to short it than the first guy to buy it. Now, listen to what I'm saying, Regron. Listen carefully to the words out of my mouth. I'd rather be the last guy to sell it than the first guy to buy it. You don't want to be the first guy to the party. Don't think that way. You will not benefit from this if you think that way. Forget about all that oversold, overbought crap. All right. Yeah, it was oversold here too, by the way. And it was oversold here too. And it was oversold here too. And guess what? It kept going down. You guys remember Splunk? Do you guys remember Splunk? Remember how I splunked Matt? All right. Overbought, oversold. So VLO, this would be my weakest energy stock right now. Thank you for your analysis. What about the gap? Does it look like it's filling the gap right now? No. When it starts filling the gap, wake me up. Cord Energy, not looking so good. GTC, not looking so good. Oops. I got the wrong ticker signal here. Star. I'll come back to that one. We talked about the stock since here. Don't say I didn't. It's recorded. AAP. Yeah, this stock will fill the gap too. But in the meantime, it's going down. Etsy. Let's look at Etsy. We currently have Etsy in the weekly cash flow. Yeah, not really. As soon as the market turns, I think this thing will start coming down. That's the short side. Now let's talk about the long side. I got a couple of A lines here too. HAG. Insurance stock. We got SJM. Smuckers. Actually, no. Forget about this one had earnings. No, forget about this one. Forget about this one. Forget about that one. Abbott. DRI. Hey, Redron, every one of the stocks that I'm going through right now that's on my buy list has an RSI over 70. Every one of them is overbought. Look at how this one is break. I want to wait for this one to trade above 157. ACN, every one of my stocks is overbought. Hey, Roy, welcome. Every one of my stocks is overbought. Regendron, every stock that I've bought in the pit has been overbought per RSI. Every single one. And my win rate there is 95%. Every stock. And people here, tell them it's not true. Tell them if it's not true or not. Every stock I bought in the pit since we launched the pit has been overbought on the RSI. Every single one. And our win rate is 95.6 something percent. ACN, including 2 winners yesterday. Allstate. Look how overbought this is, Regendron. Really overbought, like crazy overbought, right? I will, Ricky. Give me a second. This one is really overbought too. Look. Every stock on my buy list is overbought, and every stock on my short list is oversold. So how do you deal with that, Regendron? Every single one. Look how overbought this stock is. I've been calling this stock for 4 months, and it's been overbought every single day. You do realize if an overbought indicator is overbought, it'll just stay overbought. And then it'll just balance out, so it doesn't really give you anything. It's a backtesting trick. ADSK. Every stock that I've picked in the pit has been overbought. Every one. Exactly, Michael. Autodesk, overbought. Overbought. Matter of fact, if a stock is not overbought, I wouldn't pick it on. It wouldn't be on my list. That's right. Mike, Rick, where did you learn upper right quadrant, lower right quadrant? Where did you learn all this fancy talk? And all right. All right. One more. CB Chubb. All right, folks, do not forget, I'm going live tomorrow, Thursday. I'm going live today at noon before me and Russell iron things out. Good morning, Terrence. Good, Raj. Good. What are the indicators you use? Good Properties Guide. Go to Customer Service Live, Cam and Gustavo show from 10 to 1, Good Properties Guide. And Cam will show you all the indicators that I use. IBM. Beautiful. By the way, who called IBM yesterday in the VIP room? Right here. VIP room. And yep. All right. Folks, have a fantastic day. If you have any questions, if there are you sending out a link to the recording with Russell, or are you inviting us to join? No, I'm going to send out a link. I'm going to record it and then give you guys a link. Roger at rogerscott.com. All right, Roger. Oh, wrong email. Roger at rogerscott.com. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being my actuary, Dr. Serena. Have a great day, everybody. Love you all. Bye, everyone. Have a great day, and thank you for the nice condolences. I appreciate it. Bye, everybody. I do. Thanks. Bye, guys and gals.